Oops. Well, guys, you've chosen a great topic. There we go. Such interest around Indigenous science. The knowledge, we now understand so much more about what they actually understood themselves, and give them much better credit for what they were capable of doing. So, you've got a chance to go investigate some of the information. A great book to start with is Dark Emu by Bruce Pascoe. Really wonderful collection of the information that's out there. Well worth reading, and there are copies in the library. So, we got 6 lessons. I've got some stuff on the style you can look at. You don't have to complete everything on style. You can just use that as a resource to dip into. And then you're going to try and do an investigation that explains how science can be used to solve problems or issues. It's a little bit trickier with this Indigenous science one, but we'll give it a try. So, you're going to make a presentation to the class. Could be this, could be a video. Could be a poster, models, cartoon strips, PowerPoints, standard sort of stuff. In the investigation, you need to think about, well, what do Indigenous people help us with? What do we now know that we didn't know before, that sort of thing? Because it's still a growing area, this knowledge about Indigenous people. So I thought of some topics, just off the top of my head. What plants at school could be used for food, fibre and medicine? Nice little investigation. How did Indigenous Australians actually farm animals? Because there's no evidence that they did. How did Indigenous Australians grow plants? And there's no evidence of them cropping. Apparently they were the first bread makers, and they used native grasses for that purpose. But you need a lot of it, so you've got to crop it. What sort of structures did they build? They weren't nomads, they actually lived in houses. We wiped them out to try and wipe out the Aborigines. So there's some really interesting stuff around the science that's coming out that you might like to investigate a bit further. So it's up to you. There's just some possible topics. They're not set in concrete by any means. Make sure that you outline the science involved, use that scientific language as best you can, and make sure your references are listed. Okay? They could be style sheets, that's okay. And enjoy. It's a really interesting, fascinating area. Have fun.